And it's also going to be one that I actually got another request to do a speed run of a stock. This time it is with ticker. Again, that's what this little box down here is for. SNFCA. What's funny and a little ironic about this one is that with the current mechanism and way this dashboard tool works, this stock never would have actually come up naturally in the random, I hit this button and it brings up something random, because I purposefully filter out, because the data set I'm working with is kind of muddled. So I purposely filter out anything that has a ticker of more than 4 characters, because some of those things are, things that are not stock, like warrants and whatnot. Sometimes there's different classes for a different stock, and I really only want one of them. There's no point in looking at different classes for a single company. So that's why I cut out. And I can probably work on making my filters a little bit better, but that's neither here nor there. I have, as you can see down here with the number that I have loaded into the tool right now, there's plenty of tickers based on the filters I'm using right now to run through that I have material for a while. So I really have no need to fix those filters, but yeah, that's what's interesting about this thing, is that because of the filters I've set up that I filter with the data set that I am working through, this particular one never would have come up naturally in the random rotation. But yeah, I'm more than willing to do this one right now as the last one for the day. So let's go and see what this one has in store. SNFCA. Which is Security National Financial Corporation. Now, when this was requested, I believe the person said that they thought it was a good company, but no one else seemed to share that sentiment. So I'm kind of interested in why that might be. And I probably should have asked why he thought it was a good company also. That might have helped guide me. But let's see what I can see. Had a fairly good 2020. Does the chart reflect that, though? Yeah, it does. It is... Wow, it was flat. It was pretty much flat for 5 years. Maybe more than 5 years? Nah, pretty much 5 years. More or less 5 years prior to this. Actually, it was pretty flat even before that. Yeah, sure, you can say that in this... It's an old company, too. 87. I'm pretty sure before that it was in the market even before. But yeah, you can say, oh, but look at all these spikes. It's not flat. Well, when you think about the fact that this was trading within the range of $1 and $10. Actually, never mind. I take that back about being flat, because I think the single-digit numbers are getting to me. Because, for example, if this was a range between $10 and $100, which is the same multiple, then I probably would not define it as flat. So you know what? Forget it. I'm just talking out of my butt right now. But yeah, it had a good bump up in 2020, possibly because of these revenues. Question is, why did that happen, and is it justified? So I see fiscal results for quarter ended March 31st. I want to see what that has to say. Announced financial results for the quarter ended March 31st for the 3 months. For operations, after-tax earnings from operations increased. What? 1.4 million in 2020 to 12.1 million in 2021? And a 54% increase in revenues? Execution excellence our teams have accomplished in the first quarter. Overall earnings are up 1,000%. What business is this? What do they do? life insurance, cemetery and mortuary, and mortgage business. Man, you know, I just had a really morbid thought in that. So one of the reasons why I wanted to look at what this business actually did was, what this business. I know Jesse, right? What this business actually did was maybe it does some kind of business that would thrive during COVID somehow. And when I looked at this description, I'm like, okay, engages in life insurance, they work in cemeteries and mortuaries, and the first thing that popped into my head is that, hey, a lot of people died last year, but that's kind of messed up, right? But like, it's true. But then again, this is on the flip side of that, where people dying would be bad for the business because then they got to pay out all those life insurance claims. So I don't think that really has any tie into what was going on in 2020. I can't relate their increase in business to COVID in any way. So I think that's something fine. So let's see what else. Announces lease to Inside Real Estate, and it's leasing update for Center 53 development. National is set to join. Oh, it's in the Russell 3000. That's pretty nice. Okay, I mean, it's not bad. Announced the... Ooh, they have a dividend? Really? Hold on. No, they don't. What are you talking about? Or is it just been announced? It hasn't been put into place yet. Okay. I don't dislike it. In fact, I'd be willing to give it a buy, and I think I will. I just want to outline some things that I didn't like, that I didn't see. First of all, I don't like stocks that don't trade with large continuous volume. And by large volume, well, I guess the key word there is continuous. Like for example, when I looked at the chart, it was sparse volume. There would be periods where there was no trading going on, and that always tells me that it is not a terribly popular stock, and it can trade with huge swings, more like an over-the-counter stock can, because there's not a consistent flow of pricing data, if that makes sense, that comes in to signify where it should go, what it should be at any one time. Cause like for example, if you have something that's, you know, things can change drastically throughout the day. So if you have the last trade that happened at 10 o'clock in the morning and now it's 1 o'clock, do you have any indication to what the price swings may, or perhaps the better word to use is should have been in the interim between those 3 hours? For all you know, it could be a lot, but you don't know because there's been no trading going on, so you kind of have nothing to go off of. So that's one of the major reasons. That and kind of lack of just general awareness of the stock. So even if something good happens, you might not get the price bump you want to. That's kind of some of the reasons why I don't like stocks that don't have consistent, continuous trading and volume patterns. But aside from that, it seems like a solid company. Seems like they're doing well. Seems like they've done well recently. I see no reason why they won't do well in the future. I'm willing to give this a buy, but again, I must clarify, this is not advice for any one person to buy, sell, or hold a particular stock. Please do your own research. Analyze your own unique situation to decide if this is a good buy for you. But as far as what I'm doing here with these speed runs, again, I'm just kind of having fun with these. I am willing to give this a buy personally.